Hey guys, this is the second episode of our 3D Coat tutorial. This tutorial is going to be going over voxel cutting and booleaning within 3D Coat. And then in the third episode, we're going to combine the vector cutting and the voxel cutting for a kind of combination of things where we've been taking this. Anyway, so we're going to start over again. So we're going to open the voxel cutting menu. We're just going to go ahead and close that down, and we're just going to go directly up here and click voxels. So you get your voxels menu on the left. And like I said before in the previous tutorial, I've set up these kind of libraries of these objects, and we're just going to go ahead and pick one of these. I'm thinking I really love that one, but we're going to go pick another one. This is the Rhino, I do believe. And so again, I like using a combination of scaling and resampling. So be sure to bound him and then hit him to 0. I don't know if the one you're using is going to have that, but you know. And so there's our Rhino. He needs to be, I think he wants to be like that, or let's just put him upside down so you can't tell what he is. Alright, it looks like we're going to lose a face or two, but it should be fine. We're sitting at 100,000. Let's scale him up a little bit. There's 400,000. That's pretty good. And so we're going to add him to the scene. Okay. And then we're going to go ahead and click off of there, check how he looks. He looks pretty good. I mean, we have some weird stuff happening here. We can always go in there and, either smooth it, or whatever. It's voxelized, so maybe that's kind of nice. Okay, so, like I said before, make sure you're not in perspective, you're in orthographic projection. And like I said, you can either import these objects one by one, or you can set up your libraries, and I have my library set up right here. So I'm going to go ahead and click one of these, and it should go in the scene. If you don't see it, again, hit bounding. You can also hit auto scale first and see it pops in there, and then you hit bound to center, and then hit the 0. And then I can scale him up. Alright, it looks like he's a little off center, so I'm going to move him over here so I can get him kind of fixed up within the, and I was doing that too much. Let's not do that. Let's just keep him the way he is, and then we're going to push him over in here. He looks really small comparatively to that object, so I'm going to kind of turn him around. And what I've been doing lately is I make these large cuts on the inside, which I'll go over kind of the workflow and methodology of where I'm sitting, as I hope Chang goes and does the same thing. Anyways, so we're just going to kind of cut him through here. We've been kind of interested in these kind of Sierpinski triangles that are kind of being formed from this voxel stuff and the cutting. So there's two ways to do this. Safe way that I have been doing a lot is originally doing. I've kind of changed to started using this function here when I'm bringing in. But safe way is create a new layer. Resample it to the same as the top layer, like I've said before. Probably it's a good idea to go in here and rename these things and save your file. While you're getting used to 3D Coat, it will crash quite a bit. I've noticed. Also, switching tools can actually be a little time. If it hangs up, just wait. Don't be like me and shut the program down. Anyway, so we're going to go ahead and click on that layer. As you see the Rhino grayed out, and then we're going to add that to the scene too, like this. So it's added the scene. As I told you before, you click on another object, Okay, so now it is added the scene, and we have this. What's really great about this method is that you can also clone this guy. Don't clone it instance, just clone itself. So you're cloning that one. You can go ahead and turn him off. Go to that layer again, your original layer. Right click again and subtract from the top one. And so as you see here, we've subtracted. It looks like we're getting a little like rough edges there. Again, like I've said before, resampling that up one more time can deal with a lot of those problems. But as you see, we did lose a little of our crispness, but that is okay. I think we're just trying to hollow that baby out. All right, looks like we need another one, so I'll show you the other method with this other side over here. Again, we don't know where it is. It auto scale. If it doesn't center, then go to bound it and then hit it to 0, and then it should be somewhere close. You can also just kind of pan around and find it. We're going to bring this guy in over here. Now with this method, we're just going to keep it directly on the layer that the other object is on. Alright? So we're not going to make another layer of it, which is not safe, but if you save a lot like I do, which I probably should have saved already, but since it's a tutorial I haven't really been thinking about, that we're just going to plop him in there, and instead of adding to the scene, we're going to go up here and hit subtract. And what that's going to do is it's going to go ahead and perform the Boolean action directly to that scene. So as you can see, it has already been cut out of that scene, and pretty crisply too. And in this case, you might actually get crisper lines, but it looks like we still got a little stuff there. I mean, you can go in here. When you go in the brushes, if you hold down Alt and Control, excuse me, and the right mouse button, you can scale the paintbrush. And so, yeah, it looks like it's still pretty intense on the Z. So we can change that to 10 and smoothing to 5. You know, maybe that was a little too much. You know, it still looked like it's going to get pretty gnarled there. We can resample it. That's why I kind of like, you know, doing the resamplings last when you're doing a bunch of Boolean cuts. Anyways, that is the tutorial on Boolean cutting. When you're adding, we can also add. Let's go ahead and add one before I quit the video. So we'll auto scale again, hit the bound to center, we'll take that out, and now he's right there. We'll scale that up a little, we'll move him, you know, he's pretty small in there, and we'll move him up a little bit. We'll smack him in there, or, you know, let him pierce out a little bit, I don't know. Who knows? Pop him out. Okay, and then maybe scale him in a little bit. I don't know. And then we just go up here and hit add instead. We keep it on the same layer, adding to the scene. Now he's a piece of that scene. So see, now he has been added into that void inside that object. And then the other possible method is the intersection. So again, you beef it up really big. You rotate him around. And now we're going to just hit intersection, and we're going to see what we get. Alright. Looks like we pretty much destroyed the entire model. But yeah, so those are the 3 methods. Those are accessible from the import object and from the right-click menu over here, subtract, intersect. Alright, talk to you next video. Thank you so much.